let's talk about Dune Awakening Season Pass. Features coming soon after launch, and features we want in Dune Awakening. Don't forget those timestamps down below the video to the sections. Yes! Let's talk a bit about DLCs. Shout out to Mr. Griffin on Discord for making me aware of this, as I completely missed it. As I have said in a previous video, there is a season pass. This is not what you think at first. It's not the typical Fortnite battle pass. This is just what it's called on Steam when it's a collection of DLCs, so it won't be a monthly thing. Some versions of Dune Awakening include the Season Pass, but you'll also be able to buy these individually when they release. The first one will be released in May this year, either with the release of the game or slightly after. It is called Wildlife of Arrakis, which includes statues of the prominent wildlife of Arrakis, including Shai-Hulud himself. These can be placed inside your base as a decoration. We are obviously aware that the sandworm and the desert mouse are inside the game, but going off of this, maybe there is some kind of horse. Whether this is just from the past or will be in the actual game, it will be interesting to see how they are going to make it fit in. The second DLC is coming between October and December this year. It is a side story and cosmetics called Lost Harvest, based on a stranded harvester, a desperate crew, a secret that has been buried for over 10,000 years. Not too much to mention on this, but it looks cool. I'm glad they are going with extra storylines and only cosmetics, so it doesn't affect other players that don't buy the DLC. The third one is coming between January and March 2026, and this is called The Raiders of the Broken Lands. Not quite the Lost Ark. This just says cosmetics. The Broken Lands are shattered plains of broken rock, known for their fearsome raiders. But to me, this sounds like a new location to explore as well, so hopefully this is the case. The fourth one and the last one of the season pass is coming April/June 2026, and is called the Water Wars. Water is life. The water shipper families are at war, fighting for control of the polar caps of Arrakis. What I'm about to say was said by Joel when he had an interview with Force Gaming. Link to the video down below. There are things on the planet that we'll do in the future, in future updates. Like they have the polar caps. There are ice caps in Dune, it's mentioned in the books. It's part of the lore. They have a tundra area. They have a line where worms won't cross it because there was too much moisture. But we wanted to capture the central Dune fantasy first, before we started working on those other areas. This last update I just described sounds exactly like this, so it'll be an interesting change of gameplay if we have to adapt to a new cold environment and also the worm not being a threat or present in that location. That is the 4 DLCs that have been mentioned. I'm sure there will be more DLCs and potentially more season passes over time as it goes on, touching on a few different things that were mentioned by Joel, which won't be out on release, but will be potentially coming in a future update. To do with the Landsrad system, he wants to add more activities to it, and a third faction, which will be something of a balancing faction. This faction only gets rewarded if it's close. Let's say there's 25 squares and it only ends if 12 are to one team and 13 squares to another. The third faction only gets rewarded if it feels balanced and they have the ability to flip any square on the board. If you've never heard of the Landsrad system, or you're confused about this, I break it down in the video in the top right. The potential to custom edit maps, so you could sell fake maps on the player exchange to lure other guilds into a trap. Obviously, you could still do this with the current system, with the correct location, and just have your whole guild waiting there. But we might see that in a future update. I guess we'll have to see. They have also said they're hoping to add worm riding before the console launch, although we don't have a date for that yet, but obviously post-launch for PC. There also needs to be a reason for worm riding in the game as well. They also said there's not a ton of Fremen stuff at launch, as they wanted to hold off until the second movie, as Legendary Pictures wanted to portray the Fremen first, so there will be a big Fremen expansion at some point in the future. In this section, I just want to mention a couple of things we'd like to see get added into the game, if not already. I really hope we are able to go prone and actually hide in the sand like the second film, as that would be so cool. Yeah, it might have a crazy use case, but if you suddenly hide in the sand as you see an enemy ornithopter, it might be a pretty cool thing to do, or to do a stealth attack, especially for solo players just trying to hide and maybe avoid a big guild coming in. I would also love to see some large-scale spice harvesters as well, that might need multiple people to operate the machine. The Atreides one, and of course the Harkonnen one, as it's pretty awesome, along with seeing some large spice transportation flying vehicles as well. I would also like to see the Harkonnen armor from the second film, not because I want to wear it, just as it looks satisfying, eliminating players wearing it. Me and all my homies hate Harkonnens. Please can I have some Harkonnen hate comments down below. From someone called 2FPS on Discord, he would like to see the turret ornithopter like the one shown in the film. I also agree that would be so cool to see, having someone kind of on like a minigun on the ornithopter. Just awesome. Another idea someone had was having armor and weapon stands so you can show them off inside your base as a decoration. Please subscribe. I don't make this content for free. Well, technically I actually do make it all for free, but it's free to subscribe as well. So press the button now, please. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are excited for Dune Awakening and interested in joining a Dune Guild, find the link in the description below. Peace.